What's up, pups? How you guys doing? I'm doing great, thanks for asking. So as of recent, I've been having a lot more panic attacks. And at first I didn't really understand what was happening because they were very, very different than anything that I have experienced before. So of course, like every other person on the planet who experiences something and is confused, I googled it. And I typed in exactly the feeling that I was having, and I found out that it actually has a name. And that was like, it's always like nice to know that you're not crazy, but like also like, that's a little bit off topic for this video, but I do plan on making a video on depersonalization and derealization if you guys are interested in watching that. But this video is gonna be more so focused on the comedic aspects of anxiety, if there are comedic aspects, but I try to find humor in everything, because if not, I'd just probably go crazy. So small weird things that give me anxiety that maybe don't affect others. So this one is like super weird and specific and doesn't happen all that often, but when it does, it's like the worst. You know when you get into the checkout line, wherever you are, grocery store, clothing store, wherever, it doesn't matter. You're getting into a checkout line. You know when the cashier turns off their light and then looks at you and says, "You're the last person, don't let anyone else get in line." That's a lot of stress on me, you realize that, right? Because that means that if someone walks up like in a super big hurry and just immediately starts unloading their cart, I have to be the one to turn around and say, "They're not open anymore," or "They told me to tell people that." Like, I don't even work there. Like, why do I have to do that? That's a lot. So now I'm stuck standing in line, freaking out, hoping that the person in front of me, like, she'll ring them up really fast, so then she'll start ringing my stuff up so that I'm getting checked out, and then I won't have to like focus on anyone else that like comes up in line. And it's happened before where like a cashier has told me, "Just tell anyone that gets behind you that I'm closed," and I've had to do that, and it's like the most uncomfortably awkward and stress-inducing situation ever. I don't understand. Okay, so another one is when I'm driving on the highway, if I know that I'm exiting in like 15 miles, I have to get over to the right-hand side and stay there, because I don't know if traffic is backed up in like 2 miles and then maybe I won't have the opportunity to get over. And I say that from experience because that has happened to me before, where I've been driving thinking that everything will be fine because my exit's like 3-4 miles away, and then suddenly we're at a dead stop, and then I'm struggling to get over because in Florida specifically, people, I'm sure that they're like this everywhere, but people in Florida are jerks and they will not let you get over because in their mentality, you're just trying to cut them off, but in actuality, I just need to exit. Like, I don't really care. You can go in front of me, let me go behind you, but like, so this happened a lot more before I started getting into planning and writing my plans and my day down on paper. But before I was actually into planning, I used to stress out so much just thinking about all of the things that I would have to do like that day, and like worrying that I wouldn't fit everything in. And I know that seems really silly because now that I write it down, it's like much easier to like plan and coordinate what should be done first in lieu of time, or how long it's gonna take. And obviously with writing things down, that's alleviated a ton because now I can like plan according to what would be the best time of day to do something, how long something's gonna take. So now I don't experience that as much, but before I got into planning, I was a mess, a hot mess, because I would just have a million things in my brain and I couldn't like situate like the time frame around anything, and then I'd be worried that I wouldn't, like, it's just So this is probably gonna sound really silly, but I kind of have like a small panic episode every time I pull up to a red light. When someone pulls up like next to me on either side and like is exactly in line with my car, like their window and my window are like the same, I kind of have mini panic attack, because you know when you can like see someone out of the corner of your eye like glancing around and like looking in your car, and like you just feel someone staring at you. Like, I don't like to make eye contact with anyone on the road. I just don't. Like, it freaks me out. I don't like it. So I'm looking straight forward, and if I can see a car pull up like perfectly parallel to mine and feel those eyeballs on me, I freak out and have like a mini like panic thing. And the worst part is when I have room to pull up a little bit, so I will. Like if it's really uncomfortable, I'll just pull up a tad. And then if they pull up a tad, it's even worse. Why you do this? Why you do this? So I mentioned this in another video, but in Florida, it rains super sporadically. Like it can be blue, clear skies, no clouds, and the next 10 minutes later, it's just pouring rain. And I struggle with wondering when I'm going out, should I wear sandals or should I not wear sandals? Should I bring a jacket or should I not bring a jacket? Should I bring an umbrella or should I not bring an umbrella? So now I've gotten to the point where I try not to worry as much about my shoe situation or if I should bring a coat or not. I just avoid that altogether and I wear whatever shoes I want. But I started carrying around a small little umbrella in my purse and it works out great. It's nice to not worry as much about that anymore, but especially during summertime, it's like it rains every single day. So you really have to plan your life around the rain, which is hard because it is sporadic. Okay, and the last thing is so stupid, but it really makes me realize that I've had anxiety like my whole entire life. When I was younger, a lot of you Disney fans will probably remember this, but when the Beast dies in Beauty and the Beast, or dies I say, he doesn't really die, but you know what I mean. His eyes close really slowly. Like he kind of does one of those things where he's like, goodbye. And his eyes close and he like dies. So, yeah, as a 5-year-old, it freaked me out because I thought that if I went to bed and closed my eyes really slowly that I would not wake up. I just thought I would die. Really crazy things for a small child to be thinking. So when I would go to bed, I would have to say my good nights to my mom or my dad, whoever's tucking me in, and then I would have to slam my eyes shut. And if I opened my eyes again for any reason, I would have to make sure that I slammed my eyes shut again. I wasn't allowed to just close my eyes and go to bed. I couldn't close them slowly. I couldn't just like, you know what I mean? You know, this is weird. Like as I'm saying it, I realize how crazy it sounds, but I was a little kid and I saw the Beast die on screen by closing his eyes real slowly, and I thought that if I did that, I wouldn't wake up. So that was something that gave me a lot of anxiety for a really long time. I think that affected me for like a couple years when I was young. And then I remember thinking one day, like, I don't know how old I was, but I remember I was still pretty young and I remember thinking, why am I doing this? Like, why? I'm not gonna die. I know I'm not gonna die. It's fine. And I just went to bed normal and I never did it again. So weird. So weird. Anyway guys, what are some small weird things that give you anxiety? Leave them in comments down below. I have a ton more, but this video would end up being way too long. But yeah, leave yours down below in the comments. Let's have a good laugh together, and yeah, like I said, comedy makes everything better most of the time. And why should we not be able to laugh at the fact that our brains make us feel weird? Anyway, you guys, if this is the first video that you're seeing of mine, hi, I'm Kayleigh. You should subscribe by hitting that red button right down below, and we can become best friends forever. Make sure you ring my bell and turn on those notifications so you are notified the second a video goes live. Links to my Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram are also down below. I will see you guys in a few days with another video. Bye, everyone.